Today, I want to share with you the one most valuable lesson I learned working with very wealthy people. And if you pay attention to this, you are going to learn something very remarkable that will literally change your life from this. You see, one of the privilege of being a realtor is the opportunity to work with very rich people. That is why you see that most realtors always end up becoming rich, because when you work with the rich, the law of association take effect. You are able to learn and imbibe their mindset, the mindset of the world. And after over half a decade experience, working with these very rich and wealthy people, here is what I found that is the common denominator in their mindset, and you need to know this. The wealthy people that I work with, most of them value and prioritize cash flow over cash. They prioritize cash flow over cash. Now, let me explain what that means. Cash flow means you have assets, income producing assets that consistently flow cash to you, be it business, be it real estate, be it shares and stocks, that consistently flow cash back to you. They prioritize that than having cash stock in a bank account. Now, most Nigerian politicians always prefer to stock money, hide money in vault, in underground, buried somewhere. That is not the mindset of the wealthy. The wealthy I work with prioritize having assets. Now, let me give you a practical case study scenario. You always hear that Dangote is worth over $20 billion. Now, does Dangote have $20 billion sitting in his bank account? The answer is no. However, he has assets that consistently flow cash into his account that is worth over $20 billion. And that is why, if he needs to raise $20 billion today, he is going to raise it. And how will he do that? He will simply use his assets, right? Whether it's business, his stocks, his shares, he will use them as collateral to raise the $20 billion. And bank will give him $20 billion, not because he has $20 billion in his bank account. Bank will give him $20 billion because he has assets, he has businesses, he has shares, stocks that will return that money, that when you convert those stocks, it is valued over $20 billion. And that is actually the game that the wealthy plays. That is why most wealthy people that buy properties from me, they will always ask me, what is the cash flow value of this property? How much does this property return annually or monthly, as the case may be? And that is exactly the game that the wealthy play. And I want to introduce you to that game today with our Cocoa Republic. You see, Cocoa Republic is such an amazing investment. It's an agro investment, agro real estate, by the way, whereby you own the land and we plant cocoa on it. The cocoa keep giving you returns for as long as 50 years and above. Now, Cocoa Republic is such a simple way of earning cash flow. That is, instead of owning land that will just be appreciating in value without returning cash flow to you, we have now re-engineered the system that you own the land, we plant cocoa on it. You also own the cocoa because the owner of the land is the owner of everything on it, beneath and above it. So we have a contract and understanding with you. You own this land. We plant hybrid cocoa on it. Like, for instance, we are going to be planting 400 trees of cocoa on an acre. And those 400 trees can, because it's hybrid, can give you 24 bags, minimum of 24 bags annually, because we are planting hybrid. And those hybrid, let's say bag currently is about around 300 to 400,000 times 24. That means we are going to be making a lot of money from just an acre of cocoa instead of just owning the land, and you are not getting anything. Now we have now re-engineered that the land will keep paying you, and as the cocoa keep fruiting, because cocoa can fruit for as long as 50 years. That is exactly what I'm bringing you now. Cash flow. How you can continue to generate cash flow on a consistent basis. Guess what? You literally do not need to do anything. What we get in return for doing this is 20% from the returns on the farm. We are guaranteeing you a minimum of 5 to 8 million naira annually from an acre of cocoa farm from what we are doing. So you can jump on board and start getting cash flow from Cocoa Republic. So if you are interested, comment cash flow and our team will reach out to you. My name is Martin Afoloe, an entrepreneur and investment coach. So feel free to like, share, and follow for more.